Do you know what dementia is?
Going crazy.
Dementia is not mean that you're going crazy.
Yes, it does, babe.
It does not. It just means that it's an aging disease, man. It happens when we get older. So, but together we'll deal with it, right? Again, you're 84 years old. Half of us won't see 84. Half of Americans, half of the world won't see past, a year past 80 or a day past 80. You're 84 years old. You're not on the walkers. You're not laid up in bed. You're not bedridden, man. You're still fairly healthy, so.
I'm thankful for that.
So we're thankful for you being here. So I understand you wake up some mornings and not understanding what's going on, but again, it's something that you can't prevent. It's something that none of us can prevent. It's just something that we have to deal with. So when you ask me questions 9 straight times, I'm going to answer them 9 straight times. You get to see your grandchildren.
I saw my mother go through that.
So that's the reason why, you asked, you came up here this morning and asked who took all your clothes and stuff and threw them all over your room, right? No one goes in your room but you.
So it had to be me.
So sometimes, you tell me that you want to go home because you resort back to your childhood, because that's a happy place in your life.
It was.
So even though you haven't been back there over 65 years.
I had a good marriage too.
We were lucky to have Tom Davis in our life.
So
but
how do you get well again, babe?
You keep living, man. You keep living. You'll go, like I said before, you're going to go have your cup of coffee. You're going to go take your shower. You're going to put some clothes on. You're going to see your grandchildren off to daycare. You're going to see your daughter-in-law off, and you're going to go sit on that couch and you're going to relax, enjoy what the day and what God brings for you today. You'll be fine. Right now, you're just going through early parts of dementia. So, which is, memory loss. Sometimes your brain might be a little clouded at times, but for the most part, you are handling it better than most.
I am.
Because you still have your wit about you. You're still, let's not forget you was valedictorian in your graduating class.
I remember that, babe.
So, you're a smart, strong black woman. Always will be. You're gonna be that until you dead. All right? But right now, you're alive, breathing in 3D. You're right here, right now, living the moment.
With my baby.
Exactly. Your sisters lived until they was in their 90s. One of them didn't, but 2 of them did. So we're gonna hope that you live into your 90s. And we're gonna deal with it daily.
Thank you, babe.
Daily, we're gonna deal with whatever comes your way. We're gonna deal with it. I'm gonna learn to have patience, and we're all gonna have patience to be able to deal with you. So again, I love you, and hopefully, whatever woke you up this morning, bothering you, that it'll go away.
And if somebody get your clothes together, you got to go.
You said what?
And then kept hearing this one. Get your clothes together, you got to go.
Is that what you kept hearing?
Yeah.
Well, you ain't going nowhere, man. This is home.
Thank you, babe.
This is home. So this is some of the things that we go through dealing with my mom's and her first stages of dementia. So she just started going through this a couple of years ago. So it don't get better.
It get worse.
It gets worse, but
I know that.
She's dealing with it like a champ. She's dealing with it like she's dealing with it. Kelly is dealing with. We're all dealing with it. So, but yeah, just want to let you guys know I don't post much or often when it comes to my mom's. It's still somewhat hurtful to watch this strong black woman go through this. Because I was there when she was young. I was there 40 years ago, graduating out of grammar school. And, seeing how she was, the rock and the cornerstone of the family. To watch her, go through this is tough. So again, I don't post much about my mom.
So what do you put
But,
in a home?
Well, Mom, you won't go into a home unless we cannot take care of you. But we have did a great job taking care of her. Kelly has did a great job taking care of her. Kelly moms has did a good job, making sure that she gets what she needs. So,
But I still pay the machine and do all that.
Big shouts out to all the families that's going through this. Big shouts out to whoever can understand what's going through this. I know a good friend of mine. We talk often about this, and he's going through it. He's part of another motorcycle club, a prominent motorcycle club. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he started.
You know him?
Nah, you won't know him.
Okay.
But he started a club here in Chicago. It's probably one of the biggest clubs here in the city of Chicago. And I know me and him talk often about stuff that we're going through with our moms. He also lost his father. So, he's the last line of defense for his moms. And he has to, step up and it's tough. It's tough. So big shouts out to those who are dealing with this. Big shouts out to those who have to see their loved ones and, go
I
through
thought my mother was
this.
good.
It's tough.